All right, guys, so let's connect it up here for December 18th, 2022, coming at you for our live stream. I just got done watching the World Cup finale. What a game, man, just crazy stuff. But I guess spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead, because we're going to talk about a bunch of different things and people ask questions and all that good stuff. So, The Walking Dead has been done now for a month. It's crazy to think that 4 weeks ago, we were excited for the finale of The Walking Dead main show, and now it's a week away from Christmas, and, the holidays are upon us, and it's just crazy to think that we don't have The Walking Dead show anymore, the main show, I guess, right? But I've said it before, and I'll say it again, it doesn't feel like an ending of the series, the universe, anything on there, because we have the spinoffs, and we're going to see Rick and Michonne in 2023, and it just feels like it's not over, which is good and bad, because it's just, I don't know, if it's not done right, if it just seems like, all right, the Dead City show is okay, the Daryl show is okay, the Rick and Michonne show is okay, or it doesn't give us enough, questions answered. And if it's only 1 or 2 seasons or 6 episodes or whatever, and it's not enough, I don't know. But that remains to be seen. And Fear the Walking Dead is just a dumpster fire of a series. Well, we'll see if it gets better in season 8. It can't get any worse than season 7, in my opinion. But, we'll see how it goes. And, so we'll wait for other people to join and, chat and join the things here too. So let me know. Top chat, super chats are always welcome. And, become a subscriber, a patron anyway, to really help support the PT channel, what we do here. With that being said, guys, I've been posting a lot of different videos, and it's something that makes sense to post different videos, because what's there to talk about The Walking Dead? And that's why we do a live stream, so we do a Q&A always. But, The Walking Dead is something that makes sense for all of us and binds us, for us to talk about something as well. And I'm excited to talk about the Walking Dead universe always, but it's one of those things where I'm excited to talk about a bunch of different things too. So thank you, Rob K, MH Paranormal Investigators, Kami, and Jeannie, and Sherhiria, and Colt. Thank you guys for being a part of it. We got a bunch of different things on YouTube, different topics, different videos on there too. And hopefully you guys saw some of my other stuff on eBay. I don't know if you check it out or see different things on there as well. But, it's stuff that we're posting on there and trying to clear out the man cave. And, just so much stuff in there. Just crazy too. So, So hopefully you guys watched the World Cup finale. It's probably one of the best finales. I don't know. It was amazing. Like, Argentina won in penalty kicks, and Argentina was up 2-0. And in a matter of 1 minute and 33 seconds, France scores a penalty kick. And then 1 minute and 33 seconds later, they score another goal. So it's 2-2. And then in the extra time, Argentina scores 3-2. They play it out. France gets another penalty kick. Mbappe scores a hat trick. They go to penalty kicks. Argentina doesn't miss a shot. France misses 2 shots, and Argentina wins in penalty kicks 4-2. Awesome. It was awesome. I wanted Messi to win, and Argentina. I just like Lionel Messi. I think he's my favorite athlete, my favorite soccer player since David Beckham, and I'm glad he won, because he seems like a class act, a good guy, and I just like the way he plays, and it's just incredible there too. And you feel bad for France because they were a good team, and Mbappe is there. It was a crazy game and a crazy finish and a crazy thing, and now it's over, and Messi's a World Cup champion, which is cool. But other than that, guys, we got football. I didn't watch any football yesterday because that was NFL Network. I don't have NFL Network, so we And that was 3 games there, and there's a bunch of games today and tonight and tomorrow, Monday Night Football. And then, man, it's crazy to think that we are, if you celebrate Christmas, of course, but we are a week away, 7 days away from Christmas. And I feel like it came up quick, came up really fast. And I'm trying to get more and more stuff online to try, some people want some of my Walking Dead stuff and whatever. I'm trying to put it on eBay and whatever. I want to do an updated video of my man cave, what I have left. So an updated thing, but it's kind of a mess. I already have stuff already boxed up that's on eBay, so it's tough to show that too. So let me see. Jonathan Wilder, my guy, Q&A. Did you hear The Last of Us Part 3 is in development? The Last of Us Part 3 is in development. The Last of Us 3 is part in development. Yeah, the video game. I saw something about that. They really need to have a third game that's better than the second game. The second game was still good, but the first one was so good that the second one was like, man, it's crazy. And the third one can hopefully get back on track and hopefully is an ending of the story. Pretty cool stuff. I'm excited for that show. That comes on HBO Max January 15th for The Last of Us video game TV. That's made into a live action series. That's I'm excited to see that too. Dragon, I wouldn't say that you could go see whatever you want, do whatever you want on there too. But if you think football is not a big thing, both whether you call it soccer or football or American football, both of them are major sports in the world and let alone the United States too. So, but overall, guys, it's crazy to think. I said at the beginning, I don't know if you guys saw whenever there too, but that 4 weeks ago, The Walking Dead was coming up on its final episode. A month ago. And man, so we haven't really heard anything about Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know if they've wrapped filming or they finished filming or if they're still filming the second part or what episode they're on or what. There's really no news about that I've been aware of. I just haven't really seen anything. Maybe there is too. I haven't seen there. Jonathan Lloyd says, Brian, I'm going to support you by buying your book series. Send the link, but honestly, we need answers in 2023. John, there's I know Lindsay, if she's here, my moderator of moderators, she has links in there too from other ones. If not, you can go to the YouTube channel page, the front page, and if you go to my book series, it's a link there, and it takes you to our shop in Amazon. We have an Amazon store there for Fight For Us too, so definitely check that out. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm planning to do 2, if not the 3 books of the series, the 18, 19, and 20. Like I said, I've always wanted to do 20 books for the first series and then see where it goes there, see how people respond to it, if they like it, if they don't, if they see where it goes. And the support's been growing for it. And again, the first couple books are a little different, but it gets much better over the series because I, streamlined my process and how to get there and editing and everything there too. So it's definitely something that gets better with it, just like anything too, if you look at the early comic books of Robert Kirkman, the story gets much better and the comics they get better as it goes. And I think that's what any good author or writer or anything does. You evolve, change, improve. And I don't know if that's said about the Walking Dead TV show, because I would say that the peak of The Walking Dead was the first 6 seasons. And then by the second half, because we basically got 11 and a half seasons, like 12 seasons, right? So just about 12 seasons. And if you go the first 6, that's half of 12, obviously. That's the half that is probably the best of the series. Some of the best seasons are 1 through 6 for a lot of people. 7 and 8 for me are some of the worst. 9 and 10, they did pretty good, better, but it's always tough too. I can imagine if you're making a TV show, I can only imagine if you're doing, because some of the best TV shows are only 5, 6 seasons. Like Sopranos is 6 seasons, Breaking Bad is 6 seasons, Better Call Saul is 6 seasons. There's only so many shows that last beyond that. And everyone is kind of, Sons of Anarchy is not, I don't even know if that's at 5 seasons, 6 seasons. It's very rare that a majority of the shows go past 6 seasons. And that's good and bad. I think you can do majority of the writing and all the character development, everything good there in 6 seasons. But that remains to be seen when it goes 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's crazy. I did my top 11 of the seasons, and by no surprise, if you guys know the channel, season 6 is my favorite season. And no, none of the seasons after that really were better than that, in my opinion. it was just really good to see how they did it, what the buildup was. They answered a lot of questions. They set things up. They set up Negan pretty well. And then when Negan was there, it was like, well, now our group is so weakened by Negan's arrival, it just really hurt the show. You killed off 2 beloved characters, and then a season later you kill off Carl, then a season later Rick's gone, and then a season later Michonne's gone. So it's like a cluster F from season 7 to season 10, and then COVID stuff, and then here, and then that, and then it was just like, but I'm not hating on it. I'm just a realist of what it is. It's just one of those things where it's kind of crazy to think about what could have happened if they didn't do certain things, if there wasn't maybe budget or writing or problems. You don't know what happens with TV shows and movies stuff all the time, right? Was it the writing? Was it the budget? Was it AMC? Was it Gimple? Was it Kirkman? Was it, lawsuits? Was it it's a variety of things, and it's hard to say, but we got what we got, and I'm appreciative of it, and it's a game-changing thing in my life and all of us too. So Maria One-Eye, are you selling the Turtles and Mario Nintendo games, and how do we or who do we look for on eBay? So I had to talk to my wife. They're my wife's games. When I made the video about the Nintendo, we're probably going to sell the Nintendo games, probably not the Nintendo and stuff there. I don't know which one she wants to get rid of on there as well. But Maria, we got, so if you go on eBay and you type in the PT channel, all one word, that's my, eBay page. I don't have a or our eBay page. I don't have a store or anything like that too. But if you go to users or sellers, that's me. So it's the PT channel, all one word, and that's my stuff. I already have some stuff on there already. I got some Walking Dead stuff and these Ninja Turtle. They're like geeky tikis from Loot Crate. They're like miniature shot glass things and whatever. It's kind of cool. It's 2 Michelangelo things I have left, but we're running out of stuff there too. But that's how you can see it on eBay. Phantom, have you watched Tokyo Ghoul? I don't know what that is, so no. Jonathan Wilder, what thoughts on Vince McMahon when it comes? I don't know. I don't really care about Vince McMahon and really the WWE anymore, so I'm not really too involved with that. And I don't care about Mandy Rose leaving and this one leaving and this happening. I mean, there's just nothing exciting for me to care about that at all. Even though I do like the Young Rock show, I first off was like, man, this is cheesy and weird when he's like a little kid and then he's this and he jumps over here, older Rock, younger Rock, Kid Rock. He's in my University of Miami over here and stuff, and you're like, ah. But then it's grown on me. It's been really good, and I've been interested in his story even though I know some of the story already from different articles and different things that's been going around. But it's pretty cool if you haven't seen it yet and you like The Rock, which millions of people do evidently. Jonathan Lloyd, do you see the spinoffs connecting with each other at some point? Fear, Dead City, Daryl, Rick, or could it be potential 12th season with everyone? That's a great question, John. I don't know what their plan is besides having a spinoff to continue the money train, which is The Walking Dead. I would assume AMC is like, look, the main show can end here. I think it was the executives was the word. I could be wrong with that said we're going to finish with season 11. But the fact of it is that the main show is over. We got Dead City, Fear the Walking Dead, the Daryl show, and the Rick and Michonne show. So we have a lot left in the Walking Dead universe. I hope that we get... I do like the idea of having connections. But that being said, like, how many things do you guys think have we thought of, and you guys probably have thought of too, that you're like, it's a good idea if they did this, or they did that, or CRM shows up, or everyone gets together to go against the CRM, or Eric, from Aaron and Eric, Eric's face is turned into a Whisperer skin mask, and Aaron sees it. That would have been amazing. Didn't happen. Winnie left on the table. Heath left open-ended. Happened off screen. So many different things happen that way. It's definitely something that I was like, man, I don't know if they're going to connect. Like, Fear the Walking Dead was this. Sorry, Milo wants to come up. Milo wants to say hello. All right, bud. Can you stay here with me? Can you stay here? Can you stay? All right, we'll see. It's cold, so Milo doesn't like the coldness of it. But if you hear purring, that's not me. That's Milo on my lap right now. So, but I hope the things you like the. See, he's right here. He's right here. But I hope the all this everything's come out together and connect. I just don't know what their plan is, because it makes sense that it does. That being said, it probably isn't going to happen. Let me see. Joey Gator Q&A. Are you excited for The Last of Us next month? I'm very excited. I'm playing the video games, and so I'm excited to see what happens. And I do like the two actors that are playing Joel and Ellie, so I'll have to see. But the other question is, are you guys excited for The Last of Us? Have you played the video games, and are you excited to see their take on the zombie apocalypse? So yeah. But yeah, it's cold. I don't know where you guys are living, but I'm in Florida, and it's going to be getting cooler and colder and cooler and colder and warm up and get cold. And so I like the cool weather. I don't really like cold weather anymore. I was in New Jersey a couple weeks ago, and it was cool and cold at times. So it was definitely interesting to be home and to be around that. But my wife loves the cold weather, and here in Tampa Bay, it's going to get cold, and it may be the coldest it's been for Christmas in like 20 years or something, is what the weather people are saying, which is kind of crazy too. Dragon Q&A, debate with the family. Feeling that Rick and Michonne will never get back to Alexandria, that both will die in their 6 episodes, will end with a Wagnerian opera where everyone dies. Opinions. Well, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Rick and Michonne die. I don't want to see either of them die. But I think one of them could die. And I would think it would be Rick dies instead of Michonne. I thought Rick may die on the show back when he would stay on the show and, do it to protect Carl and do this and save the day and that, and then didn't happen. But from what I'm hearing, the limited stuff that's going around about the Rick and Michonne show is that Rick and Michonne are going to do a limited series. There's other reports that it's going to be 1 season. I think they talked about doing 6 episodes. They can do it. They can do whatever they want. You can change their mind, right? I'm not going to be like, hey, you guys said it was going to be 1 season or a limited series, and it's 2 or 3 seasons. I ain't going to be mad at that. I'd be excited for that. If it's going to be 1 season, I hope it's extended. I hope it's 10 episodes. I hope it's good, and I hope it answers enough questions, or whatever it is. 1 season, 2 seasons, 12 seasons, 6 episodes, 20 episodes, whatever it is. It doesn't matter to me as much as I hope the episodes are good. They don't feel rushed. There's not left on the table. I just feel like stuff is answered, and that's what we need. We need answers. That's what we need, too. So we'll have to see what happens there. John says, do I need to buy a billboard in Tampa to get you 200,000 subscribers? No, you don't have to do that, John. I don't really care anymore. Like, it's one of those things where I can't, control how many people subscribe to the channel or not. It was a goal of mine. And it's always good to have goals, right? So for those who don't know, I'm a doctor of physical therapy in the state of Florida. And we always have short-term goals and long-term goals with patients. And I think we should have short-term goals in our lives and long-term goals, right? So if we got short-term goals with patients, it's usually like 2 weeks. Long-term goals are like 4 weeks. But in life, we should have, short-term goals of 6 months or a year, and long-term goals of 5 years, 10 years, whatever you want to have. And I always like to have goals in life, whether I'm going to have, fitness goals or trying to make different goals for me, but you're at the mercy of other people, right? So I'm not the person that's going to have, to go out and try to market myself and get 100,000 subscribers and how to get this and do all the things to try and do those things too. So I don't know. It's a fun thing to have. It's a good goal to have. But when you're at the mercy of other people, you can only control so much. Like if you have a goal for you, say your goal is for you to lose weight or to gain muscle or to change your body fat or to eat healthier or do whatever. You can control that. You control how much water you drink, how much food you eat or don't eat, if you can sleep, if you can work out, if you can go to work, if you can, whatever, it's in your control. But I can't control what other people do or say or how they feel. I can control what I have. And that's a thing that I've learned over my years, and my birthday's coming up, so I'm reaching an age that's probably about the halfway point of the median age for American men in the United States. So I'm probably about, to realistically say, I'm about halfway through my life. And that's good, because I learned valuable lessons, and you never stop going and growing and learning. That being said, you like what you like, you do what you do, and you change that as well. But people are going to be people. And you go, like right now, right? So one of the best things about a zombie apocalypse would be great and bad at the same time, is that people would be not around. There would be far less people around, right? So imagine you go to the store this weekend, this week, no, last week, whatever, and you want to get, Milo wants to get down, but he's going to say bye. All right, say bye. Say bye to everybody. Okay, you want to get down? All right. Okay. So, but far less people would be, around. And so you go to the store and you deal with the parking lot, and you deal with people zooming around the parking lot. You deal with people getting a shopping cart and people stopping in the middle of the aisle and doing this, and kids screaming and people crying and people this, and just you hold a door for somebody, they don't say thank you. It's just a lot of crazy things that are like, man, not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of people not caring and not giving a F about anyone else, right? And because we were at the grocery store the other day, and it was just people everywhere. And there's people working and people this and trying to figure this out, leaving shopping carts all over the place. It's just crazy, right? The greatest thing about the zombie apocalypse would be far less people around. And I really wish The Walking Dead did a better job, like they did in season 4, when they went to Big Spot. And they went to the store. We never really got to see much of that, right? So when we saw Rick, he was in the hospital and he came out, and they were at a quarry. And they went to a store in, downtown Atlanta. And you got to see a store. Shouldn't they have been like getting stuff and stealing stuff and looting the store and see supplies or whatever they could do? They were trapped inside, but we didn't really see that much of that. We saw that little bit of it, and that would be one of the highlights of that, where you go to the store and you go take whatever you want, and you load up shopping carts, or you load up your cars, and then so do other people. Then you got to worry about that, right? And then the chaos ensued of with the walkers coming down off the ceiling from the helicopter. There was like a lot of walkers up there too, just thinking about it too. When the helicopter crashed, there was like so many. How many people were in that helicopter? But it was one of those things where the Big Spot went bye-bye, and, they probably should have went back. But there's stuff that happened off camera and, away from there, because they didn't answer everything. And it's wishful thinking for us to think they would answer everything. But the Walking Dead is over. The Commonwealth angle was there. Now we have the spinoffs. Fear the Walking Dead, Padre, Dead City, the Daryl Show in France or Europe, and then the Rick and Michonne Show, I'm guessing in Philly, New Jersey, Philadelphia, tri-state area, the Northeast. So it's cool to see different areas and stuff. And we saw so if you go by the Walking Dead universe, we saw Georgia, we saw Virginia, we saw DC, we saw Nebraska, we saw Texas, we saw California in Fear the Walking Dead. We saw Mexico in Fear the Walking Dead. We saw Pennsylvania with New York, World Beyond stuff. We saw France. See some New Jersey a little bit. Saw Ohio. But there's a lot of stuff left there. There's a lot of world left in the Walking Dead universe that we didn't get to see. We didn't see Canada. We didn't see the Caribbean. We didn't see Florida. We didn't see, a good amount of other states. And you can only do so much in the world of it. But let's see what Phantom Deluxe said. He says, check it out. His previous question. Q&A, Tokyo Ghoul is an anime. Yeah, I don't really watch anime, so Yeah, that's just not for me. But I know people love anime stuff. Rob K, Q&A, how long would specialty meds like penicillin last before it expired? Great question, Rob K. I don't know. Like, I take Humira, and that would not last without being refrigerated. How about insulin? How about stuff like that? Like, it's something that is one of those things where you're like, that would be a problem with the world. You would have problems with the flu, just general sickness, antibiotics, antivirals, tooth decay, heart disease. Like, people will be dying all the time just from natural causes and then come back. And, people always like to say, like, when I bring up the question about why are there so many zombies left in the zombie apocalypse, we're like, well, new people would be dying all the time. Well, if there's 8 billion people on the planet and 5-6 billion people are walkers right at the beginning or right away, there's 2 billion left people on the planet. Not even like that's wishful thinking. There will probably be like 1 million people left on the planet, and then they're all over. Australia, China, Russia, Africa, Europe, all the different continents, all over the place. Out to sea, like all over the place. That's just not in one area, right? And you would go and there would be people there, and then they would start to break down and decay. And all they had to say was, Dr. Jenner, said like, oh, the zombies are, the walkers are actually preserved, so it takes them a long while to break down. It remains to be seen how long it's going to take them, but I don't know. And you just little dialogue like that is just like they glance over it, they don't care because they have bigger things to worry about. And the bigger things to care about is stuff that sometimes we don't care about. I don't know. But the fact of it is we got what we got, and The Walking Dead built up such a world that we cared about it so much that we cared about the stuff that wasn't answered. So imagine if you watch a show or a movie or whatever and it's not answered. Stuff's not answered. You don't care, right? Who cares? Who cares about this guy showing up or where'd that guy go, whatever? I don't care. It makes no difference to me. See ya. But if I care, we talk about it. We make videos about it. You put effort into it. And that's okay. That's what the point of it is, right? So the big thing about it was we cared so much about The Walking Dead, of the world building, the character development that you bought into it. It was kind of frustrating when they answered stuff and then they got away from it. And you can see when they brought people in to do a certain thing and then they got rid of them because they did their purpose, right? So the biggest things that I could think of are Georgie and Virgil, the two characters they brought in to bring characters away. And that was it. They did their thing, they served their purpose, and then see you later. Heath was traded off camera, and Virgil, we don't know what happened to him. And the things that are left on the table, there's a lot of stuff left on the table that we care about, right? So if we don't care, we don't talk about it. And Fear the Walking Dead is one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if Fear the Walking Dead matters at all, because the first 3 seasons, they're like, we're just going to do our own thing. We don't want to connect with The Walking Dead whatsoever. Even though you have Fear the Walking Dead in your name. Give me a break, right? Stupid. Then you got seasons 4. You're like, we're going to reboot it. Morgan's going to come across. Okay, cool. And Sherry and Dwight. And you bring some new characters in, which were great. Really helped the story. Really helped the show. You got rid of characters that really were... There's still a lot of characters left. You wrote a character off, then you're like, oh, we got to bring her back because we don't know what else to do here, and it's just kind of whatever we're going to do. And then we were wondering, is Fear the Walking Dead ever going to connect with The Walking Dead? They're so many years behind now. I mean, The Walking Dead had 6-year time jump, another year time jump. It's just like, what are they, like 10 years ahead of them already? Is it 10 years ahead of them? Fear the Walking Dead can easily do a time jump, multiple time jumps, and that's fine. Do they need to connect with The Walking Dead? No. Should they? My opinion, yes. But ultimately, I think that we need characters from the Walking Dead universe to connect with Fear the Walking Dead, the story, the writing, everything. Bring the writers back from season 6 into season 8 and beyond. Or make season 8 the last one and just end it. Because I just don't know if I can watch it anymore. After a while, I gave up on it. And there's certain shows that I don't watch anymore because I'm like, yeah, done with that. And it's just something that I don't know. But how do you guys feel about Fear the Walking Dead? Please let me know in the comments. Do you like it? Do you deal with it? Do you take anything with The Walking Dead? But Fear the Walking Dead, how do you feel about it? All right, Ethan, Q&A. Which states do you want to see in the Walking Dead universe? And do you think they have to stick with Tales to show us more parts of the U.S. and world itself as they should do spinoffs? Great question, Ethan. I don't know. I would want to see probably more of the Northeast. I would love to see more of like New York's coming up, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Boston, Maine. Florida would always be cool, but I'm partial to that. That's where majority of my book series takes place, is Florida. But I think that would be pretty amazing for that. I think Tales of the Walking Dead, if done right, could really expand the universe and answer questions that are still out there. The PPP card, Heath, Winnie, Georgie, Virgil, whatever. You could focus on a character or two and see where they go. We don't need just I don't need episodes just to have episodes. I don't need Walking Dead universe just to have it. I want to have good episode and stories, right? Like, I don't want to just be watching this stuff because I bought into the Walking Dead universe and now I have to watch this to see what happens and none of it's answered, none of it's there too. It's like Dead City could make no sense. It could make no sense whatsoever, right? So you have Negan walks away from the group. It's years later, supposedly. The word is that Negan goes to New York or wherever, New Jersey, years later after the end of The Walking Dead. It was already a year later at the end of it when Judith got the compass. So where was Negan at the time there? We didn't see him at Alexandria. We didn't see Annie at Alexandria. So what happened there? Where'd they go? What'd they do? Why'd they go? The other question is, why is Maggie there with Negan? Maggie has Herschel. Maggie was running Hilltop. Why would Maggie care what Negan's doing? If it's not answered in a way that makes sense, it's already dumb, right? So I don't know if you guys have watched Tulsa King, right? So Tulsa King is on Paramount Plus. It's starring Sylvester Stallone. It's written or co-written and created by Taylor Sheridan, who makes Yellowstone, Mayor of Kingstown, 1883, 1932, and now Tulsa King. So I don't want to ruin anything for you guys, but Tulsa King is Sylvester Stallone. Gets out of jail, and they ship him off to Tulsa. Tulsa King, obviously, right? He goes to a place, and he's just like, what is that? Oh, take me there. So he goes there, and he goes in, and he just starts taking over part of the business. And you're like, what? I know he's a mobster in the mafia, but you're like, that's different now. And where's the police? Where's stuff getting... it just didn't make sense. But then you're supposed to just let it go because it sets up majority of the plot for a lot of the season. And I haven't seen the latest episode, but it's not that big a deal. But it's one of those things where you're like, that's a little far-fetched. And it's not the biggest deal for it to be to break the series for us to not want to watch it. But, you're like, that's a little weird. But the rest of it's kind of made sense and been good and this and there where it's made up for it on there too. And again, stuff's you got to suspend reality a little bit and beliefs a little bit. So Dead City can make no sense. The same thing with Daryl, right? So Daryl leaves Commonwealth on his motorcycle and is just riding away. Where's he going? We don't know where he's going. Is he going to find Rick? Is he going to look for Rick? Where's he going? We don't know. It's not answered. How far can he get on the motorcycle? If he's in Ohio, does he make it to Pittsburgh? Do they have stops where he can get gas, ethanol gas, to modify his gas, whatever, as for his motorcycle? I don't know. diesel, biodiesel, whatever they actually make from it. So, and then the word is that he's going to wake up in France or an unknown area, unknown place, not knowing what's going on, and he's got to figure it out. So is there going to be a season where he's there, then he figures it out and he leaves? 2 seasons? 3 seasons? If he's by himself, how could anybody come save him and rescue him? Because they don't know where he went. You don't know who took him. Just a lot of questions that we just don't know. Phantom Deluxe Q&A, do you think CRM existed before the apocalypse? Maybe that's why they managed to hold on what was the structure of old civilization within them. I haven't really thought about it. I don't know what their lore is going to be. I know that they are running things now. That's a good way of thinking about it. Did they start the zombie apocalypse? Did they know about the zombie apocalypse ahead of time? Were they privy to a lot of this information and they were prepped? Did they just survive after the fact? There's no way to tell because World Beyond didn't answer enough things with it in 2 seasons. That should have been... I'd rather have 8 seasons of World Beyond and 2 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead, to be honest. But we had Fear the Walking Dead after, and it's just it is what it is, and we get what we get. Joey the Gator, did you hear about the rumors going around that CRM might have took Maggie's son and took Negan's wife? So that's been a rumor, a theory, an idea, whatever, for a long time by us and by probably a bunch of other YouTube channels and a bunch of groups too, that it makes sense that Herschel was taken, Annie was taken. Well, Annie already had the baby because it's been a year. At the end of The Walking Dead, it's been a year. So either Annie had the baby, she lived, she survived, the baby died. We don't know. We don't know any of this information. But Negan's wife would have already had the baby or not had the baby, whatever. That would have already been answered. So was it Padre? Was it CRM? Was it Padre? No CRM. The Commonwealth is another group. We don't need any more. We don't need any other extra groups by now. We have enough. Just make CRM the true bad guys after the show, and they control all the different things, and that's it. Right? It's like having Star Wars, and you have the Empire, but then you have another group that comes in. No, it's always the Empire. It's always, the Palpatine and Darth Vader and all this stuff. It's always connected to that stuff over and over and over and over again, which is good and bad, but it makes sense that it's not some new group that keeps coming in over and over and over again. New group, new group, new group, new group, new group, new group. Enough with the new groups. Just condense it, get it right there. And we need The Walking Dead to get smaller, thin the herd, get everybody together, and have something wrapped up. Because I don't know how the ending is going to be. Like, what do you guys think the true ending is going to be? Because if Rick and Michonne are having their own series, will Judith be in that show? Will RJ? Will Morgan? Will Daryl? Will Carol? How does it fit with stuff going there and here? Because we all want Rick to be reunited with Michonne. Those two reunited with Judith, RJ, Daryl, Carol, Maggie, Morgan. I want to see Rick and Negan interact. We already had the Maggie Negan stuff. I want to see Rick involved with it. Wilson Q&A, why did no one question where Ann/Jadis disappeared to when Rick vanished? That's one of the things. That's one of the many things that we don't know. How come Father Gabriel never brought up Jadis, the helicopter people, the radio, the person on the radio? How come Negan never brought it up? How come Jadis was never brought up again? How come no one mentioned Heath whatsoever after he left? No one cared at all. He was in the RV with Tara. Heath went away. Tara never brought up Heath, and they never brought up anything. Never brought up whatsoever. Like, oh, he didn't exist at all, right? No one cared about that guy. James, are you going to watch Fear the Walking Dead this season? I'm going to watch it, and I just hope it's really good. I hope it's the best season out there, or I hope it's a top 3. Because I think season 6 and season 3 are the best seasons. Everything else is... Well, season 2 is okay. Half of season 2 is okay. But the other stuff is all over the place, and season 7 was terrible. But I just... little things like that. And we already saw Jadis connected with CRM. So that was okay. You know, we have to accept it that Jadis is now a high-ranking person in the CRM. And before she was with the trash people of artistic ability that talked weird, that could modify walkers, and did their own thing. And now she's part of the Civic Republic military as a high-ranking individual. She's connected with Huck and connected with characters from there. So Jadis is the ultimate person that's connected with CRM, The Walking Dead, World Beyond. She's kind of the bigger piece that connects things. Will she be seen in the Rick and Michonne show? I hope so. I hope we get to see major things. I would love to see World Beyond characters show up because I've seen everything The Walking Dead has right now. And right now, it feels like World Beyond was kind of a big waste of time. Okay, so we saw a post-credit scene about variant walkers in France, that the walkers were born there or started there, or whatever we want to say. The translation is. We saw the variant walkers that they brought in that really didn't do much at all in The Walking Dead. I mean, they just kind of filled in the gaps from the first season to there. But it was just like, all right, great. They just wrapped things up a little bit, and they're done. So, but I would love to see characters come over. Like, there's a lot of characters survived. Way more characters survived than died, right? So in the finale, we lost Luke and Jules and Rosita. 3 characters that we know, and then some Marissa lady who made no sense to really have on their plaque with it, but it was okay. I mean, I guess you say no sense, but it was just a minor character. But we have so many characters left. So you're going to tell me that Mercer, Ezekiel, Maggie, Daryl, Carol, Negan, Annie, Lydia, Elijah, Princess, Magnus Group minus Luke, Judith, RJ, Herschel. There's so many characters left. Couldn't be Aaron, Father Gabriel, Max. Like, so many characters couldn't make contact on The Walking Dead in a way that makes sense with anybody from them. You know, what happened with Oceanside, Hilltop people, Alexandria rebuilt. You know, it's just a lot of characters left. So, I don't know. So, are people left alive for the spinoff availability? Because you can't do anything with a character that died unless do a story before they die. You know, like Alpha's story was on Tales of the Walking Dead before she got killed. And, so could we see any characters like that? I hope so. Adam Q&A, do you think we will ever see Al again on Fear or the other spinoffs? I don't know. Althea, I know is like, I think the word is she's good friends with the showrunners. So they were probably never going to kill her off. She's connected with Isabel in the CRM. So could she be seen again? Well, she's hiding from the CRM. So if she was captured, her and Isabel could have been captured, and they could be in one of the shows as prisoners. But will they? I don't know. That was kind of another wasted part. Like, I like Althea. I like the actress. I think she was decent for the show. But the whole thing with the video camera just got so annoying. Like, hold on, I got to do something. Let me put this down. Let me document this. Oh, and then the walkers come and get her. Clear the place out. Clear the room out. Then record in whatever you're doing. And then the guy's like on the bridge, and he dies on the bridge. You're like, yeah, that's about right. Good. Get rid of these morons on Fear the Walking Dead. Exactly. Wilson says the video clips just didn't amount to anything. Right. They didn't do anything. There was nothing. We saw a tape that was marked Abe and Doctor. And like, we saw things that were there because they could have been there. It would have been great. It would have been great to have a video of Abraham, Eugene, Rosita, whoever in a video. It wouldn't have saved Fear the Walking Dead or did anything that great, but it would have greatly helped too. Yeah. Rob K says, I was so happy when Selfie Guy died. Exactly. And that's a shame when we're happy. Well, I guess it's like good. Excuse me. It's good to see when characters are annoying. You're like, yes, get rid of that guy. He's terrible. Like Jared was terrible on The Walking Dead. And he was so annoying over and over and over again. And you keep him alive. You're like, oh my God, get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. How is he still alive? How is he still around? Get rid of this dude. And then he finally did. And it was a long time coming when he died in the bar by the walkers. But yeah. So Adam says, very true. What was the bog all about? Well, that was like the fires that were there. With the thing is, what I'm getting, if I remember it correctly, it was the World Beyond connection with Althea and the fires that were going on there. And so it was the thing that connected the two shows. It was a minor connection. And remember when people were thinking that Althea was brothers, they were siblings of Aaron. Althea and Aaron were brother and sister. Never happened. And people were saying that Madison is like related to Rick, and so many things. Like, people have said some crazy stuff over the years, and none of it amounted to anything. Like, what's the craziest thing that people said that didn't happen? Let me know in the comments, because so much stuff has happened. I mean, people are like, they're going to skip the Whispers and go right to the Commonwealth. They're going to skip this and do that. You know, they're going to do this. Like, it's just so many crazy theories and speculation. And we know that the Walking Dead universe is the series of speculation for sure. And it was just so funny of all the stuff that people said over and over again. And it was just, I don't know, people trying to get clicks or views or be trolling or problems or cause things there too. And it's just whatever it was. But overall, again, guys, the Walking Dead universe was, or I guess still is, great. I said recently on January, was it 6th, is when The Walking Dead will be on Facebook, on Netflix with season 11. So, I mean, I'm sure everybody here has already seen all the episodes, but I guess there's some people that just watch it on Netflix. And I just can't imagine not watching it by now, that you wait all this time in January, you'll watch the final season of The Walking Dead. But I'm sure there's some people out there, because people don't have AMC Plus, cable, or the ability to watch it, which is all right. Rob K says, I've read theories that Carl wasn't really dead and would return in season 11. Yeah, like, people love to have that where so-and-so's still alive. We never saw a body. And you're like, come on, man. They just did it off camera. We heard the gunshot. We heard this, right? And so Chandler Riggs was definitely in the Walking Dead season, or series finale, season 11, episode 24. But you can't see him. Like, all I see is all these people posting all these articles on Facebook still, like, at least once a week. And it says, Chandler Riggs was in the episode and nobody saw his cameo. Chandler Riggs made a cameo and no one saw it. Because you can't see it. It's not clear that it's him. He's wearing a Father Gabriel hat, and he's got different things, and you can't see him at all. It's blurry. He's out of frame. Can't even see his face. But Denise Huth or whatever her name is said that he's there. So he's there. We see pictures that he's there. But he's a background. We already knew that Chandler was there the final day of shooting because he's in the cast photo. So we assume that he was there, right? So the bigger thing, too, I have a question about is the Rick and Michonne show. So we thought they would film in January, 3 months. So January, February, March. So around April they would finish. Now they're saying it's going to be February, March, April, May. So it would finish in May. The other word is that Andrew Lincoln was in New Jersey scouting areas, which is cool that he's involved, but don't they have a department for that? Don't they have an idea for that? And what's he doing? Are they really going to film that much in New Jersey in February or January or March or whenever it is? Are they going to try to have it snow? Because if you've ever been to the Northeast or anywhere that's not Florida, basically, it can snow in January, February, March, around there as well. Not to say that it will, but it could. They have studios there, but I just would assume they would film in Georgia for the tax breaks for majority of the filming. Now, will they do film in both places? Because Dead City was the first thing they filmed in New Jersey for The Walking Dead. The other stuff was filmed in California, in Texas, in Georgia, in Virginia. In Virginia is where they filmed a lot of World Beyond. So, will they film in New Jersey for the 6 episodes? First season, second season, this? I don't know. Will they film in Georgia and there? Will they film at AMC Studios? Will they film there? Because I just don't know what the plan is. But if it doesn't, they had to, by this time, they have to know what they're doing, right? I mean, it's Gimple and The Walking Dead, AMC, and Walking Dead Universe. So you have to hold it with a grain of salt. But the idea of it being like, it was supposed to be in 3 movies, right? Now it's going to be a TV series. Do 3 movies, which are probably, they could be an hour and a half. Let's just go 2 hours. So that's 2 hours, 2 hours, and 2 hours. That's 6 hours worth of content. That translates to 6 hour-long episodes, right? Can be done. Will it make sense? We have to just see. But it's just one of those things where we'll have to see how it goes down. Adam, will Rick be able to get a cheesesteak in Philly? I don't know. And if he did, hopefully it would be Pat's or Gino's. But to go there. Dragon says maybe the filming in New Jersey is for background shots of NYC. For sure. I mean, you can film a lot of stuff of background shots or B-roll or whatever it actually is and just call it New Jersey. Or there too, like Dead City, the filming spots and the locations and people got filming was basically all in New Jersey. But they're calling it Dead City, New York City. So it could be, for sure. I do, what was the question about him directing? He could direct. Well, he's already going to be involved with the production. You know, it's going to be Gimple, Andrew Lincoln, and Denai Guerrera very heavily connected with that. So are they writing? Are they producing? Are they directing? Are they doing all 3? Are they whatever involved with it? I hope so. Wilson says, before you go, Avatar 2 was good. I haven't seen Avatar The Way of Water yet, but I'm definitely, I don't know, like, the first Avatar movie is okay. I don't think it's the best movie ever, but I think it's a good franchise there too. It's just been forever. Like, Avatar 1 came out when? 2007, 2008? I think it was 2008, right? Avatar 2 came out this year, 2022. That's so long ago. So long ago. Yeah. I've had one at Pat's. It was heavenly. Wilson, have a lovely Christmas. I'll be back now. I'll be on Christmas Day. So if you want to pop in and say hello, I'll be there next week for our live stream from 1 to 2 o'clock. It's my wife and I celebrating Christmas, so we're not traveling anywhere or doing anything. So I'll be, we'll be right here. There might be like 5 people, but we'll be here. We'll talk about, the holidays and everything on there too. Jeannie says, I saw Avatar when Disney made it. It was called Pocahontas. It really is the story of Pocahontas. It really is, and that's what the joke's been about Avatar 2. So Avatar 2 is like 3 hours long, over 3 hours long. Jeannie said, LMAO, remember the rumors that we were going to get a musical episode? Someone done harvested some funky shrooms. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they wanted to do something like that on Tales of the Walking Dead. They talked about it doing with it on Tales of the Walking Dead. They wanted to do something with it on the show. And if the Whispers are kind of singing a little bit too, and they're like, in the woods, they're kind of doing their thing there. But yeah, we do not need a musical episode. We do not need that trash. Just because it just makes no sense in the world of that too. It just doesn't make sense when stuff comes out of left field. Like, you ever watch an episode and it's so different than the norm, so different what you're expecting. You're like, man, that was a waste of time. That was a waste of an episode, a waste of a week. So imagine, like, the one that stands out to me is in Breaking Bad. And I watched Breaking Bad when it was on Netflix and stuff. And then for the final season, I watched it on TV. But there's one episode in like the last season or second to last season. It's called The Fly. And it's the worst episode because nothing happens in the entire episode besides Walt in the lab trying to kill a fly. And it's very drunk out. It's very stupid for the story, for what it was. Maybe it's essential for the story symbolically or whatever on there too. And it's just crazy to think about it. Is there? But it's only one episode. It's not a big deal. And it's not like Walt White was down singing and dancing around and doing crazy stuff like that. It just doesn't progress the story at all. And it's a little frustrating. But when we don't need someone singing and dancing like this is West Side Story, where there too. It's just, yeah, exactly. That's exactly the episode, Jeannie. It's Carol versus the Rat in season 10C. Episode 23, I think it was. It was so bad. Or 21, I think it was episode 21. But followed by the next episode, I want to say is Here's Negan. And I could be wrong. But Here's Negan is one of the best episodes in season 10. And you're like, what am I doing here, right? It's kind of crazy to think, like, what am I doing with this episode? And it's symbolic that Carol and the rat and this and her and Daryl and whatever. But so I did my recent video about my top 11 seasons. And my worst 2 seasons, in my opinion, are seasons 7 and 8. And my best seasons are seasons 5 and 6. And everything else is kind of like, where do you put episode 9 or season 10, season 11, season 2, season 1? Like season 1's really good. It's short, but it's really good. It's just one of those things where I don't know how it's going to get any better than seasons 5 and 6. Even though Terminus is short-lived and Terminus is just something that's like, wow, the build-up. That's The Walking. That was kind of the start of it, where the build-up was so big. The build-up. Terminus. Those arrive, survive. Terminus. Yeah, there's stuff on the radio, the broadcasts. And then they get there, and they're all trapped in a train car. And the very first episode, the premiere episode of next season, they leave Terminus. And then luckily the termites go after them, and they do this, and so they still have to do their thing. But you're like, man, it's crazy to think that it was all that build-up, and it was there. What's up, Andre? But hopefully you guys are having a good, safe holiday season so far. I got to do some holiday shopping this week. That lasts a little bit. And, yeah, it's some of those things where hopefully the people will be nice and no one's crazy in the parking spots. And all I can say is if you can, get out shopping, do it early. Go out early to the shops and the stores and get it done. The roads are crazy. I mean, driving around, just so many cars and so much stuff doing this, and everyone's doing there. And driving around, it's like 1 o'clock, and I'm like, why is so many cars here? It's like it's rush hour. So be safe and sound out there too. I mean, hopefully you guys get all you want for the holidays. For me, it's probably a lot of gift cards and stuff like that. My parents live in New Jersey, so it's tough to mail stuff. And I'd rather just have gift cards to buy stuff when it comes up throughout the year. But, yeah, we're getting that going for what it is. Jonathan Wilder, what did you bought your wife for Christmas? Well, she's in the other room, so I don't want to say. But I have to get a couple more things for her. I've already got a bunch of gifts already kind of idea of what I'm going to get. I just have to buy them this week. And then I've already bought some things, some local stuff. And then I bought some stuff in the mail that came already. Rob K says the new Tom Hanks movie looks good. I might watch that next week. What's the new Tom Hanks movie, Rob K? What movie we're talking about? Phantom Deluxe. Do you think we will ever get to see about the Asian countries like China and Japan, what happened to them, and what is the situation there right now, like a glimpse in Typhoon novel? Great question. I don't know, because does anybody care about characters like that or that story? I don't know. Like it just seems like the Walking Dead was going on for 12 years, right? Do you need more of that? Do you really need to find out what happened in Russia or China or Asia or Philippines or Australia or anything like that? I don't know. Like, I feel like it's one of those things that I would probably watch it and it would be kind of cool. Rob K says, A Man Called Otto. I think I saw a preview for that. I gotta check that. I gotta look into that too. But yeah, there's some new stuff coming out, next year, and I'm excited. Donnie T says, One Eyebrow, I can't tell if you're winking or blinking. Hopefully people understand like what that's from. Season 4 of The Walking Dead. But some people still didn't get it. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, what if Oscar and Whitey Boy were brothers? Or it'd be. I think the big question is Axel. I saw a question there, John, that people are bringing the question, the person of Axel and Dwighty Boy, because of the facial hair and they kind of look together. That'd be kind of cool. That would have been a cool thing. But it was Axel from the prison. I have not seen the Avatar movie yet. But I think John, you mean Axel. But that was the big thing. There was another thing about Axel had a story arc that they thought about bringing in where he takes Beth to the woods and is just a terrible person because he's in prison, right? But they decided to go that he's a good, decent guy and flirt with Carol and then get killed by the governor too. So, but all right, guys. So that's my hour. Goes quick. I'll be back next Sunday, which will be Christmas Day. December 25th, which is crazy, a week away. So remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself, you can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories. I'll be back next Sunday. Be safe out there and enjoy the shows you're watching tonight or the sports or whatever. And see you guys.